Okay, so right now I'm sitting in the middle of university and I've been waiting fucking hours for this dopey museum thing to render out. And it's gotten me absolutely nowhere. And the size is only 480 by 360, so like, I'm not sure what's going on. It must be the amount of like refractions and reflections I have going on, that and the overall size of the scene. So for the time being, what I'm doing is, oh, there's that raccoon. Oh, get away. So for the time being, I'm downloading this here like sci-fi theme on my laptop because I have Arnold on this, and I'm going to give that lighting challenge a bit of a go. And if it comes to it, I might even go around and insert my man spider file into something and try to do a proper Arnold render of that. So, so that should be fine. Oh yeah, and here's Niall just because I can. So yeah. Arnold is going slow. Moving on. So after ages of trying to figure out what was going wrong with the museum render, I ended up just abandoning it because it really wasn't worth the time to put in my show reel for the quality of the screen captures I was getting. But on a more personal note, I was having trouble figuring out how to get lights to show up in the Arnold render, so I had to do a machine restart in order for the render to come back up. And it turns out once you put in Maya lights, you have to create a sky dome in Arnold, and then your lights will start to work. But something else that you'll notice is if we look at my render section here, you can see there's a clear blue light coming through, and the render before that there was absolutely nothing. So all I did to change that was, you can see here in the decay type, I have constant selected. Whenever you make these here, it'll be quadric by, would you shut the hell up, Amy Williamson? It'll be quadric by default, so change that to constant and your lighting should work just fine. But let's see what happens. I'm just going to fart about some more with this wee space guy and see what I get. Stay moist. So, hours later, and there's an issue coming back up in the space station render. I'm trying to make spotlights running down this hallway, like you can see. Like, I have been working on it for a brave bit, but Jesus fucking Christ, I'm not sure what the problem is. It's just not displaying the lights in the render for it. And I've tried turning off quadric and putting up exposure and only using the Arnold settings for the lights, but I don't know, it just must be something really daft that I'm doing and I just can't figure out. So I've spent a whole day working with trial and error on that. But yeah, I have been visiting like the solid angle site and seeing what different types of light were used for, how to like approach these, blah 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 blah. All the stuff we've basically been getting taught that I'm not going to bore your titties off with. But like, this is starting to melt me. So I think it's time to call it quits for the day and go home. And go home to fade it, that's exactly it, Andrew. And start working on something else for a bit of a refresher. Also, these really, really smell like a cheap hooker. So, stay moist and fuck. So after we decided to give up on Arnold because our heads feel like they're melting out of our ear holes, these guys are getting a Subway and I'm gonna eat some noodles. So, Arnold another day. This is fun.